Okay, I'm having fun here. But there is a point to this, actually. Why two versions? I know, one enough, but now you have two. Because I'm at war with myself right now. You've heard of shadows and light. I'm strongly in my shadow aspects right now. So one side of this duo here wants to be noble, wants to do her bit for the world, came here with the idea that she would somehow assist. And the other side of me is just fed up. The other side of me wrote this earlier. Get me the fuck out of here. So I won't make you look at the two sides of me the whole time, because it might make some people sick to their stomachs. But if the idea of digging into the shadows makes you uncomfortable, this would be a video for you to skip. And I heard a ding, so I'm going to attend to that, since I was going to come back as just one me anyway, and I'll be back. Bye. I'm back. You can probably tell that it's gotten dark from when I started. It's been a few hours, and I have to just say, guys, I'm struggling with whether there's a point to continuing with the channel, whether there's a point to me being here at all. And why would I share that? So I can get your sympathy? No. Because you're going to go through those same kinds of times. And I think that when we are into spiritual matters, we are so hard on ourselves when we get in those lower vibration places. There are people that are so snobbish about that vibration thing, and put people down literally for having bad days and sad moments and struggles. And obviously, I'm not one of those people. It's been obvious from the content on my channel that I'm not all about just love and light. Gosh, I mean, so much of what I share is not flattering about myself, because I'm trying to learn how to accept all aspects of myself, and I'm hoping to encourage anyone that stops by to see themselves in the same way as fine, even if they have days when they're struggling, as fine, even when they have days they wonder, is there any point to even being here? We're human. We're not able to always be at those high vibrations. Sometimes life just kicks us in the ass. And I want you to know you're not alone. You know, I know all about these spiritual principles. I just don't happen to buy into all of them. If there is something that makes us feel bad about being human, and that high, always having to stay in the high vibration stuff really gripes my ass, frankly, because it doesn't allow us to just be. You know, it makes us judge ourselves, or it makes us be phony by saying, I'm fine, I'm always fine. You know, I know that we can't really be happy until we find who we are authentically. And right now, I have not one fucking clue who I am authentically. I'm questioning everything about my life. Now, it could be a dark night of the soul. It could be that I'm getting hit with nasty energy, because that's happened quite a bit lately. I have asked for assistance on that, and I'm not sure why it's not coming. That usually means I have to figure out something on my own. You know, sometimes we can turn it over to the divine and they will fix things for us, but most of the time, if something doesn't make sense about why we're not getting assistance, it's because we have to find something in ourselves that allows us to grab our power back and fight back. So that was maybe an uncomfortable, awkward lead-in, but the point of all this is that I am being pushed to my breaking point so that I will surrender and quit trying to run my own life. And that's a tough one for me, because my trust has been betrayed so many times in my life that I can't even trust the divine. I know that what happens is happening to us for a reason, that it's, what's the catchphrase? It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. I know that all these experiences are supposed to lead us to a better place of growth, but I think that we all sometimes get to our breaking points. And I could be talking to myself and saying how pitiful I am to be so weak, and how stupid I am to be sharing my weakness with the YouTube audience. But someone has to tell you it's okay to be a human with emotions that are sometimes down in the toilet and sometimes up in the clouds, and maybe neither of those is the most pleasant because of the extremes, but it is all part of being human. Maybe what we show to each other is, oh, I'm totally fine, no need to worry. But inside we're thinking, I can't take this anymore. You know, and there has to come a time when we realize those masks aren't doing us any good. It's keeping away people that may be able to help us, soothe us, give us some peace or ease in our lives, because we're putting on the mask and saying, everything's cool, man, I don't need any help, but gosh, thanks for asking. And as you can probably tell, I'm quite familiar with that particular mask of stoicism. And that's not doing you a service if that's the only thing I show. I am a literal mess right now. I can't describe it any other way. I'm a mess, not knowing why I'm doing anything or if I'm doing any good. And so if you are there right now, you're not alone. I know how shitty it feels, and I'd give you a big hug if I could. And if you have one that comes up in the next few weeks, I hope you'll remember, you're not alone. It's happening to other people. It's just that we're so good at pretending with each other that everything is cool and I'm not struggling. You know, it's only when we're lucky enough to find someone that is so in tune, who could figure out that we just need someone to be there for us. I lost track of where I started on that sentence. I can't complete it properly. I'm sorry. I think I was trying to say, it's only when we're lucky enough to meet someone who's so in tune that they can tell something's wrong, even if we are so good at pretending that nothing is, that we may get some support. Just a lucky happenstance if we keep with the masks. It doesn't make us weak. It's okay to be in those low vibration emotions. Those are these shadow aspects. Then they're in the shadows because we put them there. So my shadow aspects may be different than yours. You know, we have to quit treating them like they are the crazy uncle, you know, that we want to only have sit at the kiddie table at the one holiday of the year that will allow them in our home. See what I'm saying? You know, they're parts of us. They are what make us human. And we shouldn't be judging them in such a negative way. And I guess one thing we have to remember is that if someone were sitting across from us and telling us how they were having struggles in their life and could use a little support, we'd be so happy to give it to them, most of us. And yet, you know, we can be so hard on ourselves for not always being strong and capable. Hold on, I have a runny nose. And I don't have a Kleenex. Sorry. You know, the mantra I came up with this year, I am strong. I don't feel like it right now. I am capable. Oh, fuck no. Not right now. I am courageous. Nope, I'm not. I'm scared. I am beautiful inside and out. Well, you know, if vulnerability and being a big mess is beautiful, I guess so, huh? I am inspiring. Right now, I may not seem like an inspiring kind of person, but maybe I can inspire you to allow yourself to be a mess too, without judging yourself so harshly. Maybe. I am unique. Well, yeah, I can't argue with that one. I am abundant. You know, I'm not abundant in feeling good right now. I know that I have abundance all around me and that I'm very blessed. But when we get in places like this, it's hard to see all that abundance. Intellectually, yes, I know I am abundant and I'm grateful for that. The little girl in me is feeling like there's nothing going right in her world, and so is not seeing the abundance. If that happens to you, to your little girl or your little boy, it's okay. You know, these rough days are taking us back to the child. And maybe that's a good thing if the child allows us to cry or have a temper tantrum. I've done both today, honestly, more than once. It's okay to be vulnerable. And it's okay, it's encouraged to be real with other people and let them know when you need some support. I don't know what more to say about that one except that, you know, I know how hard it is to admit that everything in our life isn't going perfectly. But why should it be so hard to admit that we're human and that things aren't going that well for us right now? Now, I could be embarrassed about being so human, but I'm not going to be. Because I hope I didn't lose your respect, but if I did, that is to make you see that you're not respecting yourself for having the same kinds of vulnerabilities. You know, people are mirrors for us. So I guess maybe me, in my pathetic state right now, potentially I could be a mirror for you so that possibly you concede that you would have compassion for someone that is so obviously in distress. And when you realize that's you the next time, you'll pull up that memory and be as kind to yourself as you might be thinking toward me. That makes sense? Probably not. Anyway, I'm not gonna be harder on myself today by being too critical. I am scattered. I am having a hard time tracking today. So if, a large percentage of those sentences just didn't make sense, I apologize, but I hope you will find some compassion for me so that you can find it for yourself the next time you're that scattered. What's that word? Discombobulated? I think I used to say discombobulated. Well, I guess when you're discombobulated, you kind of feel like a boob, huh? But as I think I started out and never continued on track with, there will be something redeeming about the video after this. I just needed you to see this is where we are when we have been pressed to our breaking point, so that we will surrender, and thus the subject of the rest of the video, about the difference between surrendering and giving up, which is where I am today, on the giving up point. Instead of just giving up, I decided, I'll go on a video, make an ass out of myself, and then maybe I'll offer some good information. Okay, I'll be back. Bye. How to know whether you are surrendering or giving up. Surrender feels peaceful, and along with it can come a feeling of relief. When you give up, you feel hopeless and defeated. Surrender feels balanced, and giving up feels very imbalanced. It's extreme, it's intense. When we decide to surrender, it's with our intellect, and we have given it careful consideration. When we give up, it's all about strong emotional reaction. When we are surrendering, we're basically stepping out of the command center seat and turning things over to the universe so that magic can happen. When we give up, we're basically saying that we don't believe in magic and miracles won't happen for us. Surrender is not an easy thing to come to, but sometimes we have to admit that we have limited control, and that as much as we might want something, it may not be ready for us, or it may not be for us at all. It's about trusting that the divine will bring to us what is meant for us and what will be best for us. When we surrender, we are opening up to the possibility that maybe, just maybe, the universe knows better than we do. It leaves the door open for hope and change and possibly abundance. When we give up, we're slamming the door. We're not allowing anything else to come in. We have closed that chapter. Just some food for thought. Surrendering is not the same as raising the white flag and saying, I am your prisoner. Take me, torture me, whatever you're going to do, I give up. Surrendering is just admitting that we are not going to be able to orchestrate things in the way that we thought we were, and that we're willing to turn it over in the hope of something better for ourselves. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Take care. Bye.